Good morning. So this is day one of the 2024-25 Gear Shift workshop. I had released a video yesterday, and as some of you know, there was a family event where someone passed away suddenly in my extended family, and so I've taken these past almost 2 weeks to focus on family. That's where I needed to be, and I'm sorry I didn't tell anyone, I didn't announce it. I just kind of settled into my own grief. And yeah, so I'm restarting the workshop. We're going to extend it through January. So you're getting making up for the week and then getting an extra week. And then I'm gonna figure out a gift I can give everyone for your patience and kindness. I haven't figured out what that is yet. I'll take suggestions if you're got something on your mind that I can help you with. So today is I would like to focus in on the process. So my morning process. I have a journal and I have them in different colors and they last me about a quarter. I don't really plan it that way, but between my daily pages and then my idea pages and my brain dump pages, I don't journal, so to speak, on a daily basis. It's not like if someone says, "Do you journal?" I would be like, occasionally. This is the one from the end of the year. And so you can see like, there's like scribbly pages of stuff. And then there's some lists that you're crossing out, and there's, things that I need to do. And then there's things I want to do. And then I have conversations with myself. I write letters to myself. I'm a really big advocate for writing letters to myself or to other people. So that's something I have my clients do when they're trying to work through something. So I have that all in there. Budget stuff. They are my external hard drive. So I've started up a new one for the year. My little ribbon is flopping around. And so I start the year, it looks a little bit cleaner. So this one is, I sat down at the beginning of the year, I sit down and I write out my thoughts for how this past year went and then how this next year is going to go. And that is in my December. This is my fourth quarter 2024 journal. So this year, so to start off my 2025 first quarter journal, I just kind of did a recap of my aspirational vision statement and my 3 goals for first quarter for Q1 2025. And so for my 3 goals for Q1 of 2025, I'm reading how personal these are. So the first one is I want to build and maintain a better daily discipline. I do calendar blocking. I do all the things that keep me on track, but I could be more disciplined. So I have these days. I have days that I'm very organized, and then I have what I call my caveman days, where I just shut down, eat bad food, and watch TV for a day. Usually I try to land those on the weekend, but it doesn't always happen. The joy of being self-employed. But so I want to build a better discipline. I walk a lot in the mornings. I try to walk 2 to 3 times a week. I'd like to up that, and I'd like, so building a better daily discipline. So I'm redoing my calendar blocking and things like that. So my tasks, so the daily discipline. So my 3 tasks on the goal sheets would be my redo my calendar blocking. I'm going to go through the tasking triage again and really kind of go through everything I'm doing and edit that and take out the things that I don't have to be doing, or recognizing time that I am maybe not doing what I really want to do and I'm wasting time, or yeah. And then self-care. So part of that goal one is for the daily discipline is also self-care. I need to make doctor's appointments and things like that. So that's that one task. And then the second goal for Q1 is growing this, working on the YouTube, growing my roster here, and getting that going. So if you could help with that, like and subscribe, share it with your friends, bring them on, let's go. And then number 3 is expand. So I've signed up for classes, and I'm sure so many people do this because everyone I've talked to says they do this, that you're like, oh, this would be great, and you buy a class and then it sits there and you never do it. And so, I have like all of these classes. So I'm gathering up a list. One of my tasks that I did earlier is been gathering a list of all these classes that I've paid for that I haven't taken. So I'm starting to kind of prioritize those and catching up on some of those are still active. So I'm trying to catch up and get live with them. And then some of the other ones are just, ongoing videos. And so I'm going to start going through that because I still find them interesting. That's why I spent money on them. I just haven't found the time. So I'm trying to replace social media doom scrolling, which is hard because I also do social media for research for work. So I've got to make sure that I manage that time, but I'm also trying to replace that with actually taking classes on I think Daily Ohm is some that I take. I've got like 4 classes in Teachable that I should be taking. I've got a couple that are hosted in Kajabi, which is where I host. So I've got like different platforms. So I've made that list and I've tabbed them on my thing. So I'm going to start setting it up was a task for a previous week, which was setting up the tab. So I have on my computer, I can go to my Chrome and I can go to a tab and I can pull up whatever class I want to work on. So that was anyway, so doing those classes and it kind of it's my expansion. I want to expand my mind and kind of do the things that I've already said I wanted to do. So those are my 3 goals for Q1. And then some of the 3 tasks for each of those goals are listed out here on the front of my journal. And then kind of wax poetic a bit on it and kind of wrote an aspirational, so I have my aspirational vision statement. And then I also wrote my kind of aspirational message to myself, I guess. So one of them is like which is, making a statement that as I am. So one of them is I live intentionally aligned with my action. I live intentionally aligning my actions with a higher calling to spread love, hope, and kindness to everyone I encounter. So I write that out as a thing that I actively do as I am reaching to do them. I also say in health and in health, in physical health and in spirit, I exude vitality, drawing others towards lives of purpose, peace, and fulfillment. My life is abundant in love, security, and meaningful connections, motivating those around me to find their own path to joy and higher calling. So these are the things. So I take my aspirational vision statement and then I actually write them out as there's a word and I'm not remembering what the word is. Something that you read to yourself to remind you of who you want to be. So I'm all about defining who you want to be, and then you will automatically do what that person would do, and then you would have everything that person would have. So these are my affirmation statements. It's the word. Found it. Aspirational statements. So those are here. And then now I start just making lists of things that I want to do. So yeah. So it was on Thursday, the 9th, that I got the call that a family member had passed. And so I wrote about this. That's what this one. So this was a journal entry. I didn't do any of my intentions. I didn't do any of the work that I do. Everything kind of got pushed aside, and I wrote my feelings on this and my shock, and then I drove to the home of the family, and I basically spent all my time with them for the week and a half until the funeral. And then I was helping with that. So I even tried on Friday night to like start pulling it together, and I just couldn't. My heart wasn't in it. So I just gave myself the rest time. Sometimes you need to take that downtime, and that's what I did. And I encourage you, if there's something that is just too much, to put it down. Just take a moment, catch your breath, breathe, take a deep breath, and regroup. So that's what this is. I've regrouped. So for this morning, I've written this out so you guys can look at it in more detail instead of me just flashing it around on you. So I write the date on the top of my page. I have sheets that have outlines that you can use. This is what I write it just in here because I like the size of this journal. I have sheets that you can put into a 3-ring binder, or you can get them bound. I a couple of times had put out a journal on Amazon, in the book part of Amazon, and I'm redoing that, and I probably will put something out. It won't be for first quarter. That's going to be kind of a second, third quarter task. I don't know exactly when it's going to land, but in the meantime, there are PDFs that you could download from the Gearshift website that I set up. So there's downloads of the different tools, and there's some videos. So you can watch these videos on YouTube, and you can also go watch some other videos that I had uploaded before, which has the work. So in this case, I date the top of the page. I write the day of the week, because when I look back at this, because this, I go back into them, and I'm like, I remember something, and my brain works in a weird way. And I remember, I think it was a Wednesday, because whatever is happening. So the days of the week work for me. It just kind of gives me context. And then I had a couple of thoughts this morning that I sat down to write. It's really rainy out, and normally Mondays I walk, but I couldn't walk this morning because it's rainy and gray here in Miami. So I stretched, which is okay, but not really what I wanted to do. So I just, right, it's a rainy, dark day, just getting on with it. And then spoke to my daughter. It's her birthday's coming up on the 23rd. It's hard when they're far away. So I'm just trying to arrange some kind of birthday celebration for her, because she's turning 21. So it's a big birthday here in the United States. It's not really a big birthday. I mean, all birthdays are big, but 21 is kind of a demarcation here in the United States, not really for the rest of the world, because that's when, they can drink. So, and it's not a thing where she is right now. So she's like, okay. So I'm just trying to arrange that. So I spoke to her this morning, which is nice. Always lifts my spirits. And then so I wrote out my 3 intentions for today. So these are my 3 intentions for today, which is I need to edit my spending plan. I have a sheet that I put together. It's got formulas and everything. And I don't call it a budget. I call it a spending plan, because we live in prosperity. And then number 2 is I need to catch up on the studies. So those classes, I signed up for a bunch of classes, and I know everyone does, that I haven't taken. So I'm going to start going through. I had organized myself for that. So I'm going to start working on that today. I want to catch up at least on one of them. And then I couldn't think of the third thing, because I try to make it one for work, one for home and family, and then one for yourself. So I was trying to think of something for myself today, and I couldn't think of anything. Still in curmudgeon mode. So I just wrote, as my number 3 is figure out something fun for me today. So either I'll end up having lunch with somebody. It's not a work day here in the United States for most people. So maybe I'll end up having lunch with somebody. Maybe I'll have dinner with somebody. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll go get an ice cream cone. Something. I'll figure out something fun for me to do today. Maybe it'll just be a hot bath tonight. I don't know, but something fun. I will do something for myself before the end of the day, and I will figure it out. And then, so I have those intentions, and then I just kind of like write in. I have my Google Calendar with the blocking and everything, but then I just kind of write a short list of things I want to get done during the day, and then I put in also. I have an on location with a client today, and then I have a Zoom with a client later today. So I have those times in there blocked out so that I can see, so it's more obvious for me, because since I'm going to be on the road today, I won't have my computer open all the time, but I have my book handy. And so I have that. And then tonight I have a live group, or in-person group, I guess I should say, an in-person group that I do on Monday nights. So that's kind of like the layout of my day. So I'm getting it started. So I'm getting it started with you. And then what'll happen is tonight I'll write some things here, more ideas or thoughts that I have about what I need to get done in the business. And then I'll end the day down here with my 3 gratitudes. So that's kind of my layout of how I use my journal. Yeah. So what are your 3 intentions today? What are the 3 things that you can do today that can move your goals forward as you move towards living a life in greater purpose and realigning with your purpose? I always say we're not discovering ourselves, we're rediscovering ourselves. Your purpose is inside of you, and it's a matter of uncovering it and finding it. And it lines up with your gifts. So if you have a natural gift for something that you love doing, that's where you need to explore where your purpose is, because there's something in there, there's something to it. So thank you for spending your time and starting your day with me, and happy Monday. and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.